Welcome to T4G Sports. We're going to talk Steelers ball here and who they drafted. All right, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, click the notification bell, that jazz. Let's jump into it. Derek Harmon, first round, pick 21. This is a double pass for me. I still thought there was a better guy out there, but doesn't mean that I wouldn't easily draft him in the first round. Derek Harmon does not think he can lose to anyone, and on top of which, he has proved that time and time again that he can play at his best against the best, and I love to see his play. I mean, he really is a monster, and he has a good balance of football IQ with applying aggressiveness to that football IQ, and so I think you got a starter. And then you got Caleb Johnson, the running back out of Iowa, one of the most productive running backs in all of college ball. If he had a good game against Ohio State, even a somewhat good game, he would have gotten drafted higher, in my opinion. I think that people didn't know how good Caleb was because there wasn't as big of a splash around him. Iowa players don't get big splashes, okay? So when you, just like Sam Laporta, great. No one wanted to see his true talent, and the Lions did, and yet, Sam Laporta is a household name now. And so with Caleb Johnson, does he have the same level of what he can get to as Sam Laporta? I do think that's the case. I don't know what he's going to get to. I still think you can instill even more confidence in this young man and build him up even more. He did make some comments before the Ohio State game that kind of backfired on him, but it also at the same point in time, I'll say this, his offensive line could not hold back Ohio State's D-line, and so he had no chance. There was zero chance for him to prove how good he was in that game because it was just not possible. There was no running back who was going to do that in that game. It just wasn't going to happen. So I think he is the perfect Steeler. I think also when you're looking at these guys and like how they draft, do you draft guys that fit your culture? He is a Steelers running back, in my opinion. So I really expect good things out of him, out of Caleb Johnson. I like what I see, and I think if he even did slightly good against Ohio State, you would have seen him go in the second round. Then you got Jack Sawyer. Jack Sawyer, I guarantee you, if you asked any of the Ohio State defensive players, if you bring two guys into any battle out there, doesn't matter, whatever battle it is, bring two guys on the Ohio State defense, on Ohio State's defense, and they would choose Jack Sawyer as one of their guys, without a question. Jack Sawyer, it's like people forgot what he did when it mattered. Such a passionate football player, and he's always going to stand behind his guys, and his guys will always stand behind him. He is one of the hardest working guys. He kept growing and growing and growing. And the other thing is people look at some of the Ohio State guys that came before him and said, well, all those guys got all those sacks and they did it. Well, Ohio State ran a different style of defense back then. It didn't mean they didn't get the same level of DNs that were talented, but they ran a different style back then where there was more wide nines and the guys were going free will to get to the quarterback, where Jack Sawyer and JT, they had jobs where it was not just, hey, pin your ears back basically and you get to go. No, it was, you have to lock these guys up. You have to clear for the linebackers. Like, there was so much more into it that Jack Sawyer had to do more than the guys before him, right? And Jack Sawyer excelled in that, in my opinion. So I think you got yourself a good player who's 67. I don't believe that at all. He's a little bit stiff, but he's a bull. And so I think he is going to do perfect. He is a Steeler. He is just one of those guys that you're like, yeah, the Steelers would draft him with his mindset. And you could tell they keep going with certain guys that have certain mindsets. A lot of these guys have similar mindsets. By the way, this is going to be really funny with these two because I believe Jack Sawyer responded to Caleb after he said what he said before the game, the Ohio State-Iowa game. So that's going to be really funny. But you're getting guys with a certain mindset here. Now, you got Black from Iowa, and I forget how to always say his first, Yaya, something like that. Hopefully I got that right. If not, I apologize. But this is potential here, and there is a lot of potential. He's huge, but it's a potential grade, and you notice that they're just getting the same style of dudes. Look at this. Same mentalities that you're getting here from these players. And then you got Will Howard, big frame guy. Will Howard has not reached his full potential. Okay? He hasn't. I hate to break it to you, but he's not reached his full potential. Nice guy. He's a leader. Sometimes he could say things that you're like, I probably shouldn't say that. But he's gaining more and more confidence in himself, and he's getting more of an ability to where if you build on him, if you show him the ropes, you invest into him, I think you're going to get back your return on investment. If you saw what he did against Oregon, that's not a fluke. Okay, that's not just something that you're like, wow, you will never see that again. That's in him somewhere. You just have to capitalize on that. You have to keep getting that out of him. And he had 1 year on Ohio State. 1 year with that coaching staff, and look at how much he transformed compared to when he was on K-State. And then he went to Ohio State. He goes from 1 year that they're like, hey, some people were talking about that he could have been benched for the other K-State freshman that came in. And then he goes to Ohio State, and he goes and wins a natty. And you saw his production in just 1 year's time with a good coach and a good football program. Now you double that even more, and you really invest that. You get 2 to 3 years into him. What can you get? And so that's what I'm excited about. What can you get with this quarterback? I love this pickup. I do. Whether it pans out or not, I love this pickup, and it's great. Now, these other guys, too, is more like, can they fit the role? And so that's kind of what you're seeing there. But all in all, Steelers, in my opinion, you drafted really good guys, and you drafted supreme mental athletes. Not just athletes, but these guys mentally, I think, will succeed regardless of wherever they go. And so that's what I like most about this, but great draft.